this question answer series, which we took as an initiative to bring awareness in the minds of people, because ultimately everyone has to lead their life happily. So getting an opportunity to live as a human being is the greatest one, I think. So with the opportunity to live as a human being, one condition that is mandatory is we must be happy always. That's what even Mahatma Gandhi said, okay, you may wear many layers of clothes, but your dressing is not complete until you wear a smile on your face. So with a smile on your face, you are complete. In the same sense, okay, when you are happy all the way, then you are leading a wonderful life. Of course, it's not just that, okay, if you are happy, you are leading a wonderful life. When we are happy, we attract all good things in our life. And when we are happy, automatically the feel what we carry within ourselves is a positive one. When the feel that is there within us is positive, then automatically our mind starts thinking positive things. When our mind starts thinking positive things, we have positive emotions to experience. And life is wonderful in positive emotions. But on the contrary, when we are not happy internally, when we are under worry, a kind of pressure or disturbance, then automatically our feel is negative. With a negative feel within us, our mind thinks about all negative things. And with negative things, okay, we get lot of with negative things, we will be coming up with negative emotions. And negative emotions put us in a lot of trouble. So somehow we must learn to be happy always. And happiness always happens with knowledge. Probably if I just go back into my past and just look at the worries what I've experienced, the pressure what I've undergone, the difficulties what I've faced in my life, I could realize that all the worries what I've experienced in my life were just in my mind, and they were all just because of my thinking. There was not even one worry which I had to really experience in my life in reality, but all the worry what I experienced in my life was just because I did not know how to handle my thoughts. So with the challenges what I faced in life, I was more serious towards updating knowledge. And people who update their knowledge, they try to read books, they try to gather information, they try to, know many things in life. But another big challenge what most of the people have is, after gaining knowledge, they don't try to analyze the content. In the sense, they don't try to get clarity over that content. So probably we listen to hundreds of stories. We store that information in our minds, but we don't have analysis. We don't have clarity over the content because we never analyze the content. So when we analyze the content, we are very clear about it. See, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, I was talking to students, about a particular thing. And one of the madams sitting in the class started coming out with an expression that, we have to lead our life, just bearing everything. So my intention was not that. My intention was entirely different. My intention was to say that, every time we get worry, every time we get disturbance, it's not because of what others do to us or what others communicate with us, but what we think about what others do to us, or what we think about what others communicate with us. So most of the people don't try to understand, because in the initial days when I was not aware of many things, okay, I just used to think with a difference. I did not have a crystal clear clarity about every information that was passed to me. Probably when I go through the content, what I've read there long time back, today I'll be having a better clarity over it. The same information what I've read a few years back did not give me that clarity, but now I get that clarity. So awareness bringing is the key in life. In order to build that awareness, that is extracting knowledge, getting analysis over it, and building clarity over it. With this clarity on knowledge, having awareness about certain things, okay, there is a possibility for us to apply that knowledge in a particular situation. When we start applying that knowledge in a particular situation, we'll avoid worries, we'll avoid challenges, we'll avoid disturbances. So without challenges, without disturbances, life is interesting, life is a celebration. But with challenges, with disturbances, with worries, life is never interesting, because with worry we attract more worry in life. With disturbance we attract more disturbance in life. With troubles we only attract more troubles. So the only way to overcome all this is trying to be happy. How can we be happy? By building awareness. Okay. How can we build that awareness? By gaining knowledge, analyzing the knowledge, gaining clarity over it, recollecting the content, and bringing that into application. So I feel blessed to have started this opportunity wherein I answer the questions of people. So when I started this almost 10 to 14 years back, when I was not aware of many things, okay, I was not very clear with a lot of concepts in my mind, but consistent work on this, when I started continuously creating this question answer session, when I was trying to answer the questions of the students, okay, it would make a difference in my thinking levels. Even today, I don't say that I don't have any challenges. I too have challenges. I too have situations, okay, that bother me, make me negative, make my attitude negative, make my emotions negative. In the process, I too start worrying in many situations. But I can come out of that situations instantly. I can make myself a normal person very soon. When I can make myself a normal person very soon, I have scope to celebrate my living better. And I even try to understand why everything is happening. So when the others are suffering, I know why they are suffering and what makes them suffer. What kind of thoughts are running in their mind in order to disturb them in that particular situation. So I thank God for the opportunity what God gave me to stand before you, addressing your questions. So today also I'll just get started with a few questions that will be asked by the students. And let me see what awareness I can add in the minds of students and what awareness I can add for myself in order to develop things, okay. So as usual, let's get started with it. Answering the first question from Pyari. It's the power of a man. I don't know with what intention you asked this question. But there is nothing like a power of a man or a power of a woman, okay. It's sort of like, see, for example, we get iron from the earth crust. Once we get that iron, okay, what are we using it for? We can use that iron for creating a knife. We can use that iron to create a crowbar. We can use that iron to create a spade. We can use that iron to create a tool. We can use that iron as a beam, as a pillar. Okay, we can use that iron as a plate. We can use that iron in different situations, different circumstances. The same iron, but what are we using it for? That creates power to that. Probably, if that iron becomes a part of a medicine, which is going to build, okay, vitamins and minerals in the body, it does a job. If it is an iron that creates a small scalpel, a small knife, okay, which a doctor uses in order to do surgery on patients, probably it saves lives. If it is an iron which is built in the form of a machine and created as an engine that will carry people from one place to the another. So the same iron, probably if it is designed as a chain, it holds something. So if the same iron is created as a gate, okay, it's just going to protect a house. So iron is the same, but what for are you using this iron? So probably a few years back, I think, okay, I heard an incident from one of my mentors. So it's like, you know about tar, which we use for laying road. But this tar is used to prepare some instrument, like which is used in heart surgeries. So when that tar is used for preparing an instrument in heart surgery, that becomes a very valuable thing. So with the same tar, when we use for laying a road, okay, probably that is not that much useful. It just makes us to reduce friction and ride our vehicles, okay, in better comfort. So the same manner is with human being. Every human being is a powerful one, but what are you using your life for? That makes you the most powerful one on this earth. So probably Gandhi was not very strong, but he started using his power for getting freedom for this nation. That made him the most powerful person on this earth. Abdul Kalam used his life for developing science and technology to such an extent that it protects India and makes India a very strong nation. And that made him powerful. Probably Amitabh Bachchan used his life for acting and giving entertainment for people, and that made him powerful. Mother Teresa used her life in service of people. She dedicated all her life to serve people, and the way she used her life made her powerful. Let it be Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, or any great person for that reason. So they became powerful just because they used their life for a cause. So life is the same for everyone. It's just a collection of breaths, what we are taking. It's just an experiential journey. The same mind, the same thoughts, the same emotions, the same abilities, the same capacities, the same strengths. But one variation that exhibits in a person is this: what are you using your life for? That makes you a powerful human being. See, I could have used my life for selling saris because my father ran a business, textile business, and I had an opportunity to make good amount of money in that business. So I could have used my life, okay, for selling saris and getting some money. Probably by selling saris and getting money, I could have been doing a lot of nonsense today. So because money makes me think, okay, in different manner, and I could have thought about different activities. My life could have been something far different than what it is today. So, but I did not choose my life for carrying on a business in my life, but I chose my life, okay, for providing service to the students when I wanted to solve the problem of English communication in the lives of many people. And today I meet different people, I'm associated with different people, I resolve their challenges, I guide them in different situations, and that makes me really celebrate my life. If I have become something powerful today, and all the power what I carry within me is just because what I choose to do with this life. Probably I might have chosen something still better than what I've chosen today, that could have made my life more powerful than what it is today. Probably Rajamouli chose to become a director, and that made him one of the most powerful person on this earth. Virat Kohli chose to be a cricketer. Bumrah chose to be a bowler. Probably today, Bumrah is considered to be the most economic bowler, and he is such a professional bowler that, okay, he handles bowling wonderfully. So everyone choose their life for a cause, for a purpose, and that choice made them a powerful human being, because in the process of delivering that choice, in the process of exhibiting the strategies what we have to in delivering that choice, we made a difference in our life. We could create an outcome. So I don't say that there is anything like power in a man or a woman, Pyari, okay? All the power that exists in a human being, okay, is just the outcome of what they choose their life for. If they choose their life for a better cause, then automatically they become a powerful human being. That's all. So all we have to focus on is what are we choosing our lives for. So choose your life for a better cause. Life definitely gives everyone choices, but what do you use your life for matters, nothing else than this. So there is another question from Pyari, okay, which I would like to answer. Being with people, do we lose our originality? How to be original, being with people? See, first of all, most of us take life forward with an intention that we want to impress everyone in life, we want to influence everyone in life. This will be the attitude of most of the people. When we want to impress everyone in life, when we want to influence everyone in life, we never exhibit our originality. We are not trying to lead our life the way we want to. We are trying to lead our life in a manner what others want us to be. Because until and unless we lead our lives the way we want, the others want us to be, we cannot influence them. We cannot impress them. I hope you are understanding it, Pyari. So when we do the things in order to impress others or influence others, automatically we lose our originality. Why we lose our originality? What makes us lose our originality? It is just because we are not trying to be what we like to be. We are not trying to be what we are exactly. But we are trying to be what others love to see us as. See, I wanted to be a good son for my father. So when my father asked me to do textile business, I accepted it. Just because I never wanted to be a bad son, I wanted to be a good son. But in the process, I never enjoyed doing that business. I struggled a lot But I never went to my father and said that I'm not enjoying this and I don't want to do this. But luckily or fortunately, God made me to come out of that business because of some reasons. And that was done by my father itself. He asked me to quit the business because he wanted to do some other business with his brother. So I was out of that business and I could get connected with a training institute, and training there. Very soon I got an opportunity to start my own institute, and I started it, and I started growing good in my life. See, if I did not have the choice of impressing my father or influencing my father or impressing and influencing everyone that I come across in my life, then I could have led my life originally. See, today most of the people don't know what their originality is, with what abilities they are made of, what is a God-given talent that they have within themselves. Because everyone is in a race wherein everyone wants to be like someone. People always try to do things what others are doing. And by doing the things what others are doing, okay, they want to be on the top of all of them. And in the process, people are really losing their abilities, God-given abilities or God-given talents, okay. So if you need to be original, okay, don't try to impress anyone or influence anyone in life. Just observe what you love to do. Just keep doing it. When you keep doing what you love to do, then automatically what happens is, you will slowly discover what your originality is. See, I could discover something what I was born with. Like God gave me an ability to communicate beautifully, and God gave an ability to analyze the content clearly. Now I'll come to understand why something is happening. When someone is in an emotional state, I can understand what his mind is thinking. So with the God-given ability, if I did not use my skills in order to become a trainer, and if I did not use my skills in the process of training, I surely say that I must have wasted my life, or I wasted my life, that's it. But when I started getting connected with training and started doing what I really love to do, then I think, okay, I started celebrating. I don't say there are no challenges, okay, in the area what I've chosen. There are many challenges, but these challenges made me more aware. These challenges made me strong, confident, courageous. So it brought me to a situation wherein whatever may be the task that is there in front of you, okay, you can pick it up, okay, you can challenge yourself and do it and take yourself forward wonderfully. So it's simple, pyari, okay, most of the people wear a mask and lead their lives. They will not be what they are. They try to be what others want them to be. So this is what Abdul Kalam said, okay. Every child wants to be original, but the society somehow brings him, or the society somehow makes him an ordinary person as everyone is. So today the education, parents, society totally tunes a child to become something for the society. But there is no education, or there is no awareness in the lives of parents, okay, which really builds an ability wherein a person identifies with what talent he is born with and identifies his passion. Probably if he can identify his passion and start working with his passion, then he can do something miraculous in life. So to lead an original life, being with people, you are not going to lose your originality, but you are being with people because you want to impress them. You want to influence them. You want to prove to them that you are great. You want to prove to them that you are something different. in the process of impressing, influencing, proving, okay, you try to lose your originality and slowly behave in a manner what the other person wants you to be. And when we start behaving in a manner what the other person wants you to be, you're losing your originality. So it's not because of being with people. See, I am with people. I am with different kinds of people every day. I meet different people every day, and I try to spend all my time with them. In the process, I discover my positive qualities and I discover my negative qualities that are there within me. So today I had a training for teachers. So there I could experience certain things, okay, which I might not have understood in the past days. So last time when I was training, one of the teacher bluntly came up with a logic which was baseless for me, that irritated me probably. So I got into my balance, but still okay. Like I knew that okay, there was some kind of irritation still left in me. I'm still looking at things negatively. I'm still considering that I'm greater than someone on this earth. I'm still overlooking people. I'm still arrogant. So in order to take out that arrogance and make myself normal, I don't think it's so easy. So when I was taking a class, in the initial part of the class, okay, a sir used to come up with some blunt questions which are not relevant to the content, but started cross-questioning everything. It was irritating, but somehow I understood that, okay, if my field goes negative, I attract negative circumstances, I know, so I had to be positive. So in order to put my field in a positive zone, okay, I had to think positively. Then I started telling him that, okay, I appreciate you because you have wonderful thinking ability. You're coming up with different questions, and that's really great. That makes you really understand the subject wonderfully because you have analytical skills. So probably that appreciation what I did to him, okay, initially he tried to ask me questions just to irritate me because he was not interested in sitting in my class. He never realized that, okay, there is some kind of training that even teacher needs. But he thinks that it is irrelevant to speak in English and he doesn't need that communication skill. So you want to disturb my class. You want somehow create some kind of disturbance. So he came up with all kinds of questions. And there was one master who came and joined the class at the end of the day. That was the last hour of the day. There was just talking about Nick Vijayasik, trying to touch a point that is we need to accept life. We need to accept things in life completely. See, Nick Vijayasik did not accept himself that he did not have hands and legs. He started suffering all 15, 16 years of his life, okay, that he did not have hands and legs, and why he was born like that, why God made him to take birth like that, okay, without hands and legs. This was very painful for Nick Vijayasik. But at 16 years of age, he realized that without hands and legs also, there are people who have done something miraculous in life. And how did they do it? They accepted that their life is going to be like that and they are not going to have hands and legs in future. As they realized that they are not going to lead their life, as they realized it completely, so now they did not worry. As they accepted that they are going to lead their lives without hands and legs, they never get hands and legs in their future. So they accepted their life. This is what my life to be. If a poor person accepts that he is poor, if a fellow who is not well educated accepts that he is not well educated, then I think they can do something with their life. See, Endamuri Verennath was pretty short, and he used to think that, okay, as he's short, okay, he can't do anything good in life. And he wanted to commit suicide. But in one situation, he wrote a story for a publisher, Chandamama Publications, and that story got printed. And as the story was printed, that gave a lot of confidence for him. he started realizing that even a short fellow can do something successful. So he started accepting life, that he is going to be short in. And as he started accepting his life that he is going to be short, and that is not a problem at all, he started enjoying it. So when we start accepting life the way it is, okay, then we can do a lot with our lives. And that is what exactly Nick Vujicic realized in his life. And then he started using his life for updating his life skills and tried to become a life skill trainer. And he got so busy. And I was trying to explain in the class saying that, okay, Nick Vujicic is so busy that today his diary is full for almost 18 years. And if you need an appointment for him if you need an appointment for Nick Vujicic, wherein we want to invite him for a program or a function, and we want this presentation to be done, we have to wait for 18 to 20 years. This is the point I raised. Immediately the sir started telling that, okay, what if, okay, is he so great? So if Jagan goes and asks, okay, or Jagan makes a phone call to him and asks, okay, won't he run? Is he such a great person that he doesn't care for Jagan? What nonsense you're talking. So he was trying to fight with me. At that moment, I felt the communication to be very irrelevant. My mind started thinking that being a trainer, okay, he's going to influence the students, because children always do what they see, not what is told to them, because they never have an ability to understand what teachers tell them. But they do what they see. So in the process, I was getting some thoughts in my mind which were irritating me so much that this kind of fellow, if he's a teacher, how much suffering the students will experience. Why this fellow is not able to understand what I'm trying to say? Why he's coming up with a careless attitude? Just because he has a negative thought process within him, okay. See, if he's not interested in listening to a session, okay, it's better not to sit in that class. But they want to get that impression from the management that I also sat in the class, but they don't want the class to go smooth, okay, they want to disturb the class. In the process, they already sit with a negative attitude, so they behave in a negative strategy. I could not handle that negativism. And even I was a bit irritated. You're not understanding what I'm saying, okay? Forget about it. So I just left him and started getting into the class. Probably that incident made me think over so much after the session was there, okay? It's just the mood of the person. I'm not supposed to hate that person, okay? I'm supposed to hate the thoughts what he has. And because of the thought, okay, he behaved like that. So there are some challenges, okay, what I still have to encounter in my life. So how will I encounter all this? Only by facing new people. Because when I'm with people, okay, who are already familiar to me, I'll not have any kind of challenges because I know them already. I know how they behave. I know how they think, how they emote, how they react to situations in different circumstances. So when I know how they behave, react and think in different situations, okay, there's not much what I learn. But when I go and meet new people, face different challenges in life, and through that challenges, there's a scope for me to learn. So when I meet people, I don't lose my originality. So I realize the negative qualities that are there within me. So when I exhibit arrogance, when I overlook people, when I look into the negative part of people, when my mind thinks in an arrogant manner, okay, then I realize the negative qualities that are there within me. So every realization comes by being with people. So we should love to be with people. And we must win being with people. So the greatest success what a person can create on this earth is this. If someone loves to be with us, I think we are the most successful one. The biggest challenge for most of the people is, I don't think that they lead their life in such a manner that someone at some point tries to feel that I should spend some time with him. If I'm going to him, and if I spend a half an hour or 1 hour a day time with him, I'm going to celebrate his presence. And if someone feels that they are fortunate enough to meet a person and celebrate their life, that's a fantastic one. And how can you become such a person? By being with a lot of people. Because when we are with people, we identify our positive qualities. When we are with people, we identify our negative qualities. So when I identify our positive qualities, we are realizing our potentials or abilities, okay. By realizing our potentials and abilities, we are more confident, we are more energetic, we are more celebrating in life. On the contrary, when we identify the negative qualities that are there within us, we are trying to remove that negative qualities. We overcome that negative qualities and we try to become a more pure person from inside. So greatness in life can be experienced when we clean the bottle from inside. That is when we start cleaning ourselves from inside. So in order to clean ourselves from inside, we have to take out every negative quality that is there within us. So once we start taking out every negative quality that is there within us, probably we are a celebration to be around. Even today, like yesterday, my wife was a bit serious and irritated. And as she was an irritation, okay, I don't like staying with her. I don't like communicating with her in that irritating mood. One negative quality what I have within me is I can't take people if they are irritating or if they are irritated or if they are with a negative thought, with a kind of seriousness or disturbance. So I don't know when I can take it off because it's their life and they can be the way they want to be. But somehow being happy is a good thing in life. And indeed they attract good things and life becomes a beautiful experience. But still I can't insist people to be happy always. And if that becomes arrogance. But still I'm not able to. Sometimes I'm getting irritated in the class when I'm finding students not making any progress, though we start explaining the content so many times. So this is troubling me now and then. And I'm coming up with some kind of negative emotions. So one thing I want to really say is this generation is not like the previous generation. Of course, they are not seriously working like the previous people were working. See, the process that's not making me happy, that's not putting me in happiness, that's also troubling me. But somehow, we know that life is a mirror and everyone is our mirror reflection. And whatever we find in others, okay, if we find a positive quality, that is our positive quality. If we find a negative quality, that is our negative quality. The one who exhibits positive qualities, we call them as friends. Truly saying that is not the positive quality in the other fellow, but that is the positive quality within us. And when we see some negative quality, we start hating others. But the fact is that negative quality is also ours. So one thing we need to understand in life is every person we are with comes up with making us identify a positive quality or negative quality that is there within us. And if it is a positive quality, it's like a boon, right? Because we are identifying that positive quality and we are going to get stronger in life. And if it is a negative quality, we have an opportunity to clean it out and make ourselves as a purer human being. When we make ourselves purer, okay, the divinity resides within us. And that makes a celebration. So people do not make us lose originality, but people are just mirror reflections and they make us realize the positive qualities that are there within us and the negative qualities that are there within us. So keep your focus totally on realizing one truth, keeping that truth in mind, that everyone just shows you what you are. Everyone is just a mirror, and you reflect yourself through that person. So there's nothing what you realize from the other person, but you only reflect yourself. So if you're seeing a positive quality in someone, it is your positive quality. If you're seeing a negative quality in others, it's your negative quality. So then where is the chance of you losing your originality? So keep this truth in mind and start working out, Pyari. I think you can make a lot of difference in that. So it's not losing your originality, but it's identifying yourself more and more. When you stay with more and more people, with new people, we are realizing more and more of ourselves. So when we are with troubling people, we are realizing more and more negative qualities of ourselves. When we are with wonderful people, we are realizing more and more positive qualities of ourselves. By realizing more and more positive and negative qualities of ourselves, we know what we are, and when we know what we are, we can do much better with our life. So be with people, be with as many people as we can. Okay, when we go to certain people, okay, we start getting negative thoughts. So that's the quality what we have within ourselves. We are thinking negatively. And when we go to certain people, we'll come up with positive thoughts. And that's also a quality that we have within ourselves. So remember, every human being is a mirror, and he reflects what we are. So, good evening, Rajalakshmi, okay. Thanks for your question. How do we analyze things happening in our life? Analysis needs knowledge. Knowledge makes us to analyze the content, and at the same time, analysis makes us to gain knowledge. In certain areas, we are aware of things. In certain areas, we are not aware of things, okay? When we are already having knowledge, in order to get clarity over that knowledge, we analyze. And in certain areas, we don't have any knowledge about it. Now we want to gain clarity about that. In the process, we start through analysis. Analysis is a two-way weapon, okay? Sometimes we already have knowledge, but we don't have clarity. So probably frequently we discuss about many things, okay? So many people say that be the change that you want to see in the world. So you be the change that you want to see in the world. We remember this statement, but we never analyze. Once we start realizing, okay, we'll slowly understand that, okay, when we start doing what we want everyone to do, then automatically people do it, because people don't do what we say, but people do what they see. See, I knew how to speak English. So I wanted everyone to speak English, because not that English is a great language, but because that is going to build their career and create more opportunities for them to lead a better and brighter lives. So I wanted everyone to speak English. In order to make everyone speak English, all I did was I started speaking English. So when I started speaking English, I could see many people speaking English. So the change what I wanted to see in this world, I could see it because I was that change. So we read this statement before. So recently, I think I'm not clear about that statement, but I'll tell you. When we start serving people, we start understanding life. So in order to serve people, we need to have an ability. So education, schooling, college, everything is for one purpose, okay? To build an ability. And once we build an ability, we start serving people. And in the process of serving people, we discover what we are. We will come to understand what life is. But most of the people are not educating to build their abilities. So as they are not building their abilities, they are not in a position to serve anyone. As they are not in a position to serve anyone, okay, they are not understanding what they are. They are not realizing their lives. So probably this statement I must have got into my mind a few years back or a long time back, but I must not have analyzed that content greatly at that time. But now, with my knowledge and maturity, I can slowly start analyzing the content. So when we learned certain quotations or poems or poetry in our school days, it was just there in our mind. We never analyzed all that content. Probably all the Vemana poems or Sumati Satyakams, what we have learned in school, had a lot of wonderful information within us. See, one poem which I frequently keep telling to people, కూరిమిగల దినములలో నేరములెన్నడును కలుగనేరవు మరి ఆ కూరిమి విరసమైన నేరములే తోచుచుండు నిక్కమ సుమతి. So it's really surprising, okay, when I really analyze the content and understand it today. When we are in friendship, everything looks wonderful. When we are not in friendship, when we are in enmity, okay, when we have a breakup with someone, okay, everything looks negative. So we need to understand that it is our mind which is showing us in a positive manner. It's our mind which is showing us in a negative manner. Just because our mind is showing everything in a positive manner, because we are having love towards someone. The emotion of love is showing everything brightly. In the second situation, when there is a breakup, there is no emotion of love, there is an emotion of hatred. In hatred, our mind is totally showing everything negatively. So it is not friendship or enmity, okay, but it is the love and hatred that we carry within ourselves. And mind is showing everything positively because we are having love towards something, and mind is showing everything negatively because we are having hatred towards something. So when I was talking about this 2 days back in the class, I came up with a big realization that we should never have hatred towards anything. Because when we have hatred towards anything on this earth, mind immediately shows all negative consequences of it. So we must somehow love everything on this earth. When we start loving everything on this earth, our mind starts showing everything beautifully. So if you love this question answer session, my mind starts showing everything beautifully. If I hate this question answer session, thinking that many people are not asking questions, only there are 2-3 people who are asking questions. I've got only 2 questions from Pyari, and some of Raji has come today to add that another question. So in the process, I hate this, then everything is going to look negative for me. So if I love Kadapa, everything is going to be wonderful in Kadapa because my mind shows it in a positive manner. So the statement everyone knows. The poem probably must have been read by lakhs of people, not even lakhs, okay, crores of people on this earth. But how many people analyze this in order to get clarity over it? And there will be certain topics wherein we don't have any knowledge about something, but still we start questioning, thinking, and trying to come up with analysis. See, I never knew anything almost 15 years back when students in Sai College told me that, what's wrong if you think negatively? I didn't even know what is positive thinking and negative thinking at that time, but I just said it because some book had a sentence saying that we should always think positively. So I said that we should always think positively, and they said, what is wrong in thinking negatively? And that made me to analyze the content. What happens if you think negatively? So slowly I started understanding, okay, one by one. When we start thinking negatively, automatically we attract negative circumstances in life. When we start thinking negatively, our feel gets negative and our emotions become negative. When our feel and emotions become negative, our mind thinks more negatively. It starts recollecting all the negative things in our life and makes us a mess, because life is just an experiential journey. How do you get that experience? Through thinking. What you eat does not create an experience, but what you eat will have a thought process in the mind that gives an experience. So probably there may be a wonderful dish, but you hate it. So you cannot experience it. There will be a very bad dish, okay, but you love it. So automatically you will have a wonderful experience eating it. So it's your feel that's making you experience all this in life. So analysis, like you can use it in 2 ways. Having knowledge, okay, when you analyze, you get clarity about it. So once you get clarity, you can start implementing things better in life. And sometimes we don't have any knowledge about something, but still we start analyzing. So there I started thinking, and then I started slowly discovering all this. See, for example, I was thinking many people say that we have to speak truth, we have to listen to elders, we have to keep up our promises, we need to be honest, we need to look only into positive qualities of people, we have to forgive everyone. So I had a big question, what good is going to happen, okay, if we do all this? Then I slowly started understanding, okay, most of the people speak a lie in order to avoid the mistake or avoid the punishment what he has to take for the mistake what he has done. So we only tell lies when we do mistakes. When we do a mistake, we don't want to take punishment for that. So in the process, what is happening? We are trying to escape ourselves from punishment. So slowly escaping from punishment, we become a criminal. What is our attitude? I can escape from punishment. So when you have an attitude of escaping from punishment, now you already have an attitude of doing bigger mistakes. Because you know that you can escape from punishment. So the ability to escape from punishment is making you to do mistake again and again, again and again. But if you take punishment by accepting the mistake what you have done. So let's say I have stolen some money from your purse. If I tell this, probably you may beat me, or you may tell to everyone and insult me, and I may lose my value, that may create some kind of disturbance. But still I have to tell the truth and I have to take the punishment for that. When I take punishment for that, okay, I am not an escapist now. Next time I don't repeat that mistake. So but people today want to escape from that punishment. In order to escape from that punishment, okay, they are telling a lie. So they have become professionals in escaping from punishment, and as they become professionals in escaping from punishment, they are trying to make more and more bigger mistakes in life. So you can understand why a thief steals something, because his confidence is he can escape from getting caught. But if a thief is getting caught continuously and getting punishment continuously, he'll come up with a realization that I can't do this. This is not my cup of tea, and he comes out of that. So knowledge, okay, when analysis is added to it, automatically we get more clarity, and we can recollect that and apply that in real life, okay, and see a lot of change in us and everyone. On the other contrary, okay, there may be certain things which we don't have answers for. When I go through certain books, like when I read the stuff of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa or Adi Shankaracharya or something like that, they talk as if God exists and God is there everywhere, okay, God can be experienced, that, this and all. But when we go through some literature of Marxism or something like that, they say that God is not there and there is nothing like God and all. It's all the human power which is experiencing this and all. So we don't know exactly whether God exists or not. So in the process, we don't have any knowledge about it. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa experienced God in his life, okay. But when Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was experiencing the goddess, okay, Kalikama, he was with a guru called Totapuri, I think, okay, who said that that is just an illusion that you have in your mind and you need to break that illusion. And he happened to stab him with a glass piece and that made a big injury, and somehow he came out of that, he destroyed that illusion, and then he could live as something, he could live a better life than what he was having before. Because even being in a state of godliness, thinking that there is God, okay, is just an illusion, something like that. I'm not still clear about it. So when we go through certain content like that, okay, it helps us in analyzing that content. So what we gained in our school days, what knowledge we have, okay, so let us start analyzing that so that we get clarity about it. Having clarity, we can apply it in real life. On the other side, there are certain areas which we don't have clarity on. See, like today I was just going through a TED talk wherein a woman was trying to say that after another 45 years, okay, a psychiatrist or a doctor will come to a stage wherein he will enter into the mind of the other fellow it's not like entering means that, okay? Understanding what his mind is totally, he will realize everything that is there in the mind, and he will start doing a therapy through which he can remove the negative thoughts. But right now, if you speak, then I'll understand what kind of thoughts you have. Probably you may not have an ability to speak the thoughts perfectly. You may be thinking in one perception, your thoughts may be in one perception, because see, like most of the people, they always think about what they don't want. So it's like they want something, but they never think about what they want. They think about what they don't want and start feeling that they're not getting it. Say a fellow wants to speak English, that is his want. But he always thinks, why I am not able to speak English? I am not able to speak English. Everyone is speaking English. Somehow I am unlucky. I am not fortunate enough to speak English. So I am like this only in every situation. I am a very unlucky fellow. I am unfortunate. So he is thinking about what he doesn't want. He doesn't want a failure in life, but he is thinking about failure only. And he is creating a failure in life. But he feels that, okay, I am thinking about speaking English. But that is his immaturity. So people cannot exactly represent what the problem they have in their life. They look at it in a different perspective. So a day comes wherein a person can identify the thoughts of the other person, scan it, read it. Like right now you are getting some content from a computer printout, okay? Like that tomorrow you can get a printout from the mind brain scanning, and you can read it, you can understand everything, and you can start treatment process in such a manner that that can be cured immediately. But probably she started saying that it'll take another 40-50 years in order to get that. We don't know when it is going to exactly happen, but whatever we are experiencing today, almost 100 or 150 years back, it was nothing, right? When we started like missiles and all, okay? Tipu Sultan wanted to create missiles, and he had a science lab wherein he was doing research on that. And when Britishers attacked Tipu Sultan's palace, they could find a lot of missiles. So missile technology was there in 17th century itself. But we started getting advanced into it. A thought, once it gets into your mind, okay, it becomes a reality. So there may be certain areas wherein we don't have any awareness, we are zero about it. But there analyzing, okay, may give a new version of thinking for us. On the other side, okay, when we already have some knowledge, when we analyze, we get clarity about it. Clarity is something that is missed by everyone, because they always try to put knowledge in their heads, thinking that more and more knowledge if they have in their head, something good is going to happen. Nothing happens with knowledge. Knowledge is just like a seed, okay? It must be planted and grown in order to get fruits out of it. So that is one thing, okay? Fine. How do you analyze things happening in your life, people? See, it's all about being conscious, that's it. We may not know what the other person thinks, okay, but we know what our mind is thinking. So we have to be conscious. When we are conscious, see, like emotions are there within us in order to indicate what our mind is thinking. Most of the times we don't know what our mind is thinking. But if our mind is thinking positively, we have positive emotion. We may be smiling, we may be cheerful, we may be pleasant, we may be happy. But if our mind is thinking in a negative manner, okay, negative thoughts are coming, we are emotional, we are irritated, we are frustrated, we are serious about different things. Like when we just try to go out of the place, okay, we try to shout, we try to do a lot of negative things. So we need to observe our emotions. How is our emotional feeling? See, if our emotions are positive, then our thinking is positive. If emotions are negative, our thinking is negative. And one thing we need to understand is, all the good experience, all the bad experience is just the creation of our mind. It's just like a dream. At night, as we close our eyes, it's just like a closed theater. The screen is on. The movie is projected on the screen. Now you can see everything. The same thoughts run at night also in the mind. But we can see on the visual screen what's happening. So our experience is still better than what we experience in the daytime. But as it is in the sleep, we don't go so emotional. Once we wake up, everything is forgotten. But sometimes we have a nightmare and we suddenly wake up and realize that it's just a dream. It's not a reality. And then we breathe deeply and just sleep. The same thing is happening in the daytime also. Our mind is thinking, our mind is giving a different experience of it, and we are experiencing it through our emotions. But the only thing is the movie is not seen because it's daytime, we are open, eyes are open. So it's like if I have to project a movie here, I must make this room closed. So if I want to project a movie at 7 Road Circle, it's not possible. So though it's projected because of the excess lighting, so we cannot see that movie clearly. The same thing is happening in our mind. So daytime also continuously the movie starts running. Mind starts creating dreams, visual pictures, okay, and emotions of that. And if you are observing that, okay, we can realize that, okay, it's just a dream and there is a possibility for us to come out of it. We don't need to experience it. So if it is a good dream, okay, experience it. There is nothing wrong in it. So let's say, when we go on a main road, you may find a drainage on one side and you may find a rose garden on the other side. Okay, what is the use of sitting and crying that there is a drainage here which is not beautiful like a rose garden? So life gives you a choice. There is drainage, there is rose garden. You can just pick up rose garden and move. So mind sometimes creates beautiful dreams, sometimes create awful dreams. So when mind is creating beautiful dreams, okay, celebrate it if you want. Or else you need to realize that it is just a dream. So let me not be so excited because it's just a dream. There's nothing in reality. So if it is a bad dream, you can just wake up and come out of that. It's just a dream that is happening in the mind. That's not reality. So once we start understanding situations like this, okay, being conscious, what's really happening in the mind, then see, one statement you need to have within yourself that everything that is happening in your life, okay, is just an outcome of the thought process that is happening in the mind. What is happening in the external world is different, but the experience of what is happening in the external world is all in the mind only. So right now I'm talking to you. The experience, what you are getting from my talk, is all in your mind only. Nothing is there. Here there are some sounds. In reality, only some sounds are there. But all the make-up story is in the mind. So what you make up and how you make up, it's based on your thought process. So slowly start observing what's happening in your mind. What kind of thoughts are creating what kind of emotions. So how you are behaving, okay, in that emotional state. So probably this thought, I told you, right, a thought of hatred is creating negative emotions. A thought of love is creating positive emotions. But why you are getting negative thoughts? It's because of hatred. And why you have hatred towards something? You need to question why you have hatred towards something. Because of your arrogance, because of your ego. So because of your ego you think great, so you hate someone. Because of your arrogance, okay, you think you are great and you hate someone. But if you don't have ego and arrogance, okay, you never hate someone. When you don't hate someone, mind does not show anything negative to you. If there is no ego within you, see, if I consider that my wife is greater than me, there is no way I can look into negative qualities in my wife. But somehow, okay, I have so much of ego within me. I still have a lot of arrogance within me. I consider that I am better than my wife. Considering that I am better than my wife, okay, I am overlooking my wife. And that's developing hatred. And that hatred is showing all the negative part. But it's so easy, okay, to take off that ego and arrogance completely. If we can take off that ego and arrogance, and if we can see, like someone asked Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, why he treats his wife as a goddess and just offers prayer and all, does not have a family relationship with Sarada Devi. Then Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said that, okay, in every woman or in every man, God exists. Okay, the goddess is in women and the God is in men. He could experience God and goddess in people. So when I am with a goddess, how can I have thoughts, okay, which are of greed or lust or something like that? That should never be. So she is a goddess. As she is a goddess, I only have to offer prayers and pray, but I should not think of getting some, what I can say, physical pleasures from this body, because she is goddess. So when can we come to a state wherein we can experience God in everyone, the divinity in everyone? Probably when we take off our ego totally, when we take off our arrogance totally, then there is no situation wherein we overlook anyone in life, we hate anyone in life. We'll slowly come to understand that everything that is happening for a cause, and we need to go with it. So recently we went to Tirumala. My friend had some donation. He did some donation, okay. So for that, okay, he can take 3 of the other people along with him. So one is his nominee and 3 can go with him, okay. So first I wanted Suma, Jaya and Vijaya to go for it. So I wanted my father, Jaya and Vijaya to go for it. I wanted to keep my wife and myself away from that, okay. But later what happened, my father said, I'm not going to come. So now what we did, we entered Suma's name into it, taking away that. So actually once we enter the name and register it and take out a printout, okay, there is no scope for changing it. But my friend Satish, exactly a week back, got introduced to a person in that office because he wanted to do a deal with one of his relation happened to go to Tirumala, and he went for that work, the same kind of deal, like donation thing, okay. So there he got introduced to a person, and that fellow said that there are chances wherein you will be changing the names. So let us not take the printout, we'll take the printout at the end of the day, okay, when you are just going for darshan. Because I am here, I'll do it for you. So he did not take the printout, so we can change the names right now. So my father's name was taken off and we entered Suma's name. And after going there, exactly, I walked to Tirumala and then I walked to Jabali from there. So when I was in Jabali, my wife called me and said that Vijaya cannot go to temple right now. So what can we do? So I immediately called that fellow and said that now Vijaya is out of that, Vijaya is not going to come, then what will we do, okay? He said immediately, you send your Aadhaar card, okay, I'll put your name into it. And I got into it. And Shravan is almost 13 years away, she can't enter into it. So we just took Shravan just to check if there is a possibility for him to enter into it. So but there he went and he checked, kids can be taken freely. But once we went there, actually 5 people can go, Satish and a nominee of him. Nominee did not come. So automatically the other fellow said, nominee did not come, right? So now you can take this fellow along with him. And some of Shravan went there. So for that simple incident to happen, there is a perfect plan. Incident is already decided. This universe has a perfect coordination for what to do, how to do, and in what manner to be done. But we don't try to observe all this. We try to think that, okay, it's all our making. We are doing everything. But everything has a cause in this universe. And that you slowly understand, okay, when we start, observing how it is happening, what's really making it happen. See, like I was telling to students that initially I could walk to Tirumala in 2.5 hours. But now as I've become old, okay, it's not possible for me to walk in 2.5 hours. When I went last time, okay, I started really thinking, okay, I changed my thinking that I'm not old, I'm young enough, and I can walk in lesser time than that, okay. And I could walk in less than 2.5 hours. I did not stop anywhere. Continuously, I walked. After reaching there, even I did not sit there. I straightly started walking to Jabali. Okay. From there, I went to Akashaganga because it's around 5 to 6 kilometers from there. So I started walking another 5 to 6 kilometers and then started walking back. Okay, to go for darshan. So when our thought process change, okay, our body does not trouble us. When I think that I'm old and it's not possible for me to walk, then I can't walk. When I don't have that perception in my mind, everything changes. So it's your thought that's making you realize everything in your life. So it's all about being conscious, observing exactly what's happening, okay. That brings awareness about everything, okay. And the negative thing is you handle negative people also smoothly. There are no negative people. So we are only looking into the negative qualities in them because we have that negative qualities within us. So every human being is just a reflection of us. So if we don't have, see for example, if I don't have ego or an arrogance wherein that I'm great, if I don't have this thought, how can I look into the negative qualities of my wife? She's enjoying crying, she's enjoying being happy, that's it. So as I'm arrogant, I think that I'm greater than my wife, so I'm overlooking my wife. As I'm overlooking my wife, I'm taking an opportunity of hating her, and that is showing everything negative for me. So there are no negative people really. But even I find negative people. We are seeing negative people because there is some quality within us which is negative. Like we hate irritation, we hate anger, we hate frustration, we hate worry. So that's a negative quality even. You're not supposed to have it. So let's take off the thought process that there are negative people, okay. Even you get discomfort from people, you handle them politely. No. I don't handle them politely because I'm getting discomfort. Sorry. I handle them because I cannot be in discomfort. See, if I hate someone, who is going to suffer for it? I have to suffer for it. So when I have to suffer for the hatred what I have towards someone, why should I hate them? They may be creating disturbance, but still I don't. So probably there are some people who created some big trouble in my life. So every time I think them, I was fuming with anger, okay, and very much frustrated. Here I have hatred towards them. So my mind is showing all negative part. Now I need to convert that into love. So what I did is, I took their name and started saying, let us say X is the name of that person. I love you X, I love you X, I love you X, okay. I must have told this thousands of times, okay. When I started saying I love you, 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 okay. Now the hatred started becoming love. Now mind cannot show the negative part. Every time I get more irritated towards my daughter or my wife, okay, just because I think that I know everything, then they don't know everything, okay, and I overlook them, hatred comes in and everything is shown negative. Then immediately I start saying, I love you Suma, I love you Suma, I love you Suma, so many times, okay. When I say it 100 times, okay, then automatically mind does not show the negative part and shows the positive part. See, when we start looking into the negative qualities of people, though they are negative, we only suffer, right? So some of you are not supposed to look into it. They may be creating discomfort, they must have cheated us, they must have disturbed us, they must have overlooked us, but still if we hate, okay, we only suffer, right? And why should we? So we should somehow develop that love towards them. Because the negative what they do is their immaturity. It's not of their maturity, okay? It's their immaturity, because I could not handle my thoughts, okay? I could not handle my mind in different situations. The same situation is with others also. They don't know how to handle their mind. So when someone was worrying before, I used to think, okay, why these people worry unnecessarily for every situation? Now I understand that their mind is thinking in such a manner that is creating worry for them. They're not able to handle their mind. So, mature thinking. So initially, as we overcame that, okay, we think that that's easy, because when I teach English, I think that, okay, why these people are not able to understand this simple concept? For me, it's a simple concept because I've mastered it, but that is not a simple concept for the other fellow. So we have to go in a simpler manner and tell it, okay. So you handle negative people also smoothly. Even you get discomfort from people, you handle them politely. Try to tell them things softly. How is it possible for you? How should we inculcate it? Probably even I'm not like that with everyone. Like I told about my wife so many times today, because there somehow I still have some kind of arrogance which I've developed, and I become emotional. Now and then with my children. But with external people, I don't have that, because I never consider that I'm greater than anyone on this earth. Even I don't consider that I'm greater than Tulsi, or I don't consider that I'm greater than you, or I don't consider that I'm better than anyone, because everyone has some unique talent, unique abilities. Probably when you were working out for seminars, identifying knowledge, representing that, there were certain things what you could do without hesitation. So you could act a play, you could involve yourself totally, and you could dramatize things and represent it. I was not so talented. So that I started looking into some greater quality in many people, and I started thinking that I'm a very normal fellow. But probably I did not do the same thing with my own relations, because they never go away from me, right? They are mine. So as the relations are mine, we overlook them, as they will not leave us. Probably if I have a disturbance with someone, okay, if I go emotional, I lose them. But when it comes to certain relations which are our own, wherein they will never leave us, see, Tulsi can take 100% guarantee that Venu will not leave her. So now she can come up with any kind of behavior. But if she has a doubt that Venu can leave her, let us say Subbareddy is working with us, and Subbareddy definitely has a fear that, okay, if I don't like his behavior, I am going to ask him to quit this place. So he takes care of his behavior. But that may not be there in certain relations. So that is where we exhibit it. Even I am not saying that I am positive in every situation. I too have that negativity, but trying to be better in most of the situations. How is it possible for you? How should we inculcate it? It's all about slowly understanding. See one thing, okay? When we do mistakes, everyone can do mistakes. When we become angry, everyone can become angry. When we look into the negatives of people, everyone can look into the negatives of people. When we overlook others, everyone can overlook others. So what we exhibit, that is what the other person also exhibits. But our nature will be something like, I can exhibit it, but you should not exhibit it. We cannot take it like that. See, when I do a mistake, I want everyone to forgive me. But when someone does a mistake, why I am not in a position to forgive them? I don't want anyone to look into the negative qualities of mine. When I don't want anyone to look into the negative qualities of mine, why do I look into the negative qualities of others? So whatever I do it because I love to do it. Whatever the other person does, he also does it because he loves to do it. When he is doing it because he loves to do it, okay, let him do. It's his life. So after all, I'm not leading his life, I'm leading my life. And he is not leading my life, he's leading his life. So the greatest quotation what we've got from Jesus, okay, do unto others what you want others to do unto you. అవతల వాళ్ళు మనకేం చేయాలనుకుంటామో అదే మనం అవతల వాళ్ళకి చేస్తే సరిపోతుంది. సో వీ డోంట్ వాంట్ అదర్స్ టు టెల్ లైస్. సో వీ షుడ్ నాట్ టెల్ లైస్. సో వెన్ వీ స్టార్ట్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ everything, okay, from the other person's perspective, then we will realize. We become angry, we become irritated, but we don't want other person to become angry. We don't want other person to become irritated. We talk negative about things, okay, but we don't want others to talk negative about others, negative about us. So that should not be the criteria, okay. When we understand this logic, we forgive everyone, we start looking into positive qualities of everyone, We understand that it is all the thoughts that are making him or them to behave like that, and we don't take it so seriously. How do you handle financial challenges in your life? Financial challenges అంటూ ఏం లేవు. See, one thing is, money is something like whatever that comes, it goes. If more comes, more goes. If less comes, less goes. So anyway, money is not going to be with us. First point. So don't be so worried about money. Focus on experiencing life greatly. One thing. And second thing is, what if we have a lot of money? We will have many choices. That's all. So you're going to a market, you want to buy a dress. You have only 500 rupees with you. You don't have many choices. You know a shop wherein there will be a dress worth 500 rupees. You have to go, buy it, come back. That's all. There are no many choices. Let's presume you have 5,000 rupees. Now you have 100 shops to visit. Thousands of choices to select. Suppose, let us say you have 50,000 rupees and you want to buy a dress. Then you have lakhs of shops to visit and lakhs of options to go. And the choices really freak you out. So in the process of having 100 options, you get mad in selecting a good thing. And there is a choice wherein you never finalize that this is the best dress and you pick it. So probably money just gives us choices. So probably when we were poor, in the morning for breakfast, we used to have the rice that was left over the previous night. That was the only breakfast. We had a chilli, an onion. In combination for that, we used to put some salt, put some water and eat it. No choice. That was the only thing to eat. And people enjoyed eating it. Now as we grew richer, when we have more money, we have choices. So we have hundreds of varieties of breakfast. But what breakfast is really satisfying the tongue of anyone? Nothing. See, initially when we had just a meal with some chutney or rasam, that's it, okay? People used to eat because their money could buy only that. But today, people have a lot of money, so they have plenty of choices. They don't know to which hotel they go, they are not able to make a decision, what food they want to order, they are not able to pick up, okay, which gives a better taste, it's good or not. A lot of trials, a lot of disturbances. Choices are freaking the people out. So choices you get because you have a lot of money. So you should never have a lot of money with you. Okay, money always should be like our slipper, exactly fitting to us. We must get what we want and we should work with it. But in general perception, people will be thinking that if they make more money, they get more respect. If they make more money, they get more value, they get more image. Okay, people will respect that, this and all. We can have a car, that, this. See, but one thing you need to understand is, we do all this because we want to be happy. But mind never gives happiness with desires. So with money, we want to make more money because we have more desires. So once we fulfill a desire, a bigger desire will come. Once we fulfill that desire, a bigger desire will come. And this process goes on, okay? When this process goes on, where is a choice wherein you can be happy in your life? You can never be happy with that. So more and more money, more and more desires. More and more desires, okay? What is happening? You are in the chase of making that desires fulfilled. So my brother happened to recently buy a car. And just in 10 days or 12 days, okay, he was just saying that this is not the car that I should have bought, okay? I should have bought a high-end car. So it's like exactly, I'll tell his words. Ee car kaadna, or 20-25 lakhs petti పెద్ద కార్ కొనుక్కోనంటే ఆ కార్ వేసుకొని వస్తుంటే అప్పుడు అందరూ నా తిట్టి చూసేవాళ్ళు. So then కొనకముందు if he has a car, he is going to have a lot of value. This is his attitude. But once he bought a car, nobody cared for it. Because I used to tell you this statement so many times, okay, that it was written in Tuesdays with More book. So everyone does a lot of things, realizing that or thinking that someone will notice them. But who is going to notice us? Someone who is better than us never notices us. Someone who is lesser than us, okay, has envy towards us. He doesn't want us to prosper. So nobody notices us. So when we go after money, automatically what happens? We create desires. So we think that if we fulfill that desire, we are going to be happy, but we will never. So I'm not saying that money should not be earned. We should focus on work and we should start celebrating working. In the process, we get opportunities. See, we know the duck story, right? Which lays a golden egg. There are a lot of ducks. Among all the ducks, okay, after some time, ప్రతిరోజు తన గుడ్లు తీసుకెళ్ళి అమ్ముకుంటూ ఎదుగుతూ ఉన్నప్పుడు తన దగ్గర ఉన్న బాతుల్లో ఒక బాతు బంగారు గుడ్డు పెడుతుంది. అంటే మనం చేసే వర్క్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళినప్పుడు at one point we start getting an opportunity when we get better money than what we are getting now. But focus should never be on money, but focus should always be on celebrating the work what we are doing. అందుకే we should do the work what we love most. When we start doing the work that we love, automatically we celebrate doing that work. Work is life. And money is a byproduct that flows slowly. And the other thing you need to understand is, money or any good thing does not come instantly. It only comes step by step, bit by bit. It's a slow progress that happens. But if you are getting suddenly, we are going to lose suddenly also. Certain people will get some crores of rupees and they invest in some business and lose everything. So Mujamdar Shah gurinchi we studied a long time back, who started biochem, okay. She took almost 30 years in order to establish a company. Then she was into stock market and she became a public limited company. Her company became public limited and she was one of the richest person in the country. So nothing happens instantly, it goes step by step. But if you are getting a lot of money, we lose that money also. There are situations where I made a lot of money, I lost that money also. So don't put your focus on money. And financial management is all about our basic needs are fulfilled or not. Are we getting something to eat, something to wear, some place to stay in? When we have this, we are rich. Beyond these three things, if you are getting sleep, if you are feeling hungry, you are the richest. That's all. And beyond this, if you are happy, so you are the ultimate person on this earth. Okay. So these are the major things. So just imagine, okay, you have crores of rupees, but you're not getting sleep. You have crores of rupees, but you don't feel hungry. You have crores of rupees, but you can't eat everything that you want to eat. That's the most pitiable thing. Probably this question I'll discuss some other time, okay, with you personally. So Nizam, good evening. Sadhguru speaks, Mahatreya speaks. Why is that words have power to change the core being of people? Why don't normal people have that effect on people when we speak? So everything is a very slow process, man, okay? It does not happen instantly. It happens only bit by bit. So probably we produce some words. Let us imagine a person gets exposed to 60,000 words in a day. In that, probably we make the person listen 50-60 good words, and for that words also he does not have a good meaning in his mind. So probably many people think that, okay, we can never lead our life with dharma, and if someone is trying to lead their life with dharma, that is foolish. I may use the word dharma hundreds of times before someone, but when that fellow has a negative perception towards it, that word is not going to have any impact on him. See, I tell people saying that, don't say I miss you, say that I'm thinking about you. Probably when you say I miss you, it's like you're losing someone in life, that creates a negative feel. But when you say, I'm thinking about you, it's adding love, it's multiplying love that you have within yourself. So this word can have an impact, but people in a flow comes up with the same thing. Problem, challenge are the same. But most of the people start using the word problem only. They don't use the word challenge. But for a person who takes even challenge as a problem, then even if you are using the word challenge, okay, it makes no sense, right? Say a fellow has a different perception of being lucky. The word luck is of a different move for him in his mind. Every word has a different perspective in their mind. So you may be using a beautiful word, but definitely that word is not going to have a greater impact. Okay, that's not going to have a greater impact. You need to understand this. So words definitely are going to bring a lot of change in the person, but what meaning they have for that word. See, problem, the definition of problem is something that is deliberately thrown in our way for our beneficent providence. If this definition is there in the mind, then that's going to have a positive impact in him. But that fellow does not have a positive, that definition in his mind. Problem is an opportunity, but people do not have the definition that problem is an opportunity for them. So the definitions for the words what you are using are different for different people. They don't have a positive definition. That is the reason why they're not having a lot of impact on them. Even the word attitude, they take in a negative sense. Character, they take in a negative sense. They don't understand the right meaning of it. So that is one thing, and the other thing is, a minimum number of words cannot change the person. Even if they have a right opinion, an idea or clarity about that word should be listened thousands of times, narrated thousands of times. Then it will have an impact on life. So we are experiencing it, right? You must be knowing it. Even you know consistency, but I don't know how much consistent you are. You know what discipline is. So I don't know how disciplined you are. You know what commitment is. I don't know how committed you are. You're listening to these words continuously, but they have not inculcated within you completely still, right? I did not get them inculcated till enough. So I don't know if you have done it. So it's not easy to inculcate great qualities within us. Nelson Mandela spent all his life working on this positive traits. So he used to spend 1 week on every positive trait, okay? And he identified 16 traits, and he started developing that 16 traits all his life till his death. So it's a step-by-step process. Hope you understood this. Thank you so much for your question. Thanks a lot, everyone, for being a part of this question answer session. Thanks for the opportunity.